If there's a question of my heart, you got it. Because I'm going to tell it. I promise. I'm telling it. I'm living it. Real question, y'all. Like, these real questions, real heart questions for us, for the people in the front, for the people in the back, for everybody. Like, what's going on? Can we see what's happening? Can you feel what's happening? Can't you hear it calling in the air of night? Oh Lord, right? It's calling. I feel it. I don't know if you feel a urge or a sense of agency or urgency to do something. And so I want to encourage you to do the thing, to do that very thing. And even if it is the thing that you feel like nobody else is doing, do the thing, right? And so what I've always been confused about the ingredients we've been given in the human experience. As a kid, I could watch, I was seeing what we describe as adults and the things that they would wrestle with. And I would watch the adults judge each other and say to the children, you do what I say, but you don't do what I do. And I watch how the adults thought that we did not comprehend or fully understand. Now, I absolutely far knew a whole lot more as a little human. And I'm calling myself a little human because not just a kid who don't know no fucking better. Like, we really handle our children like they don't know no damn better. Like, they ain't watching and seeing and hearing and paying attention. They do. And so I really want us to think about this, right? Because this is a deep, I want us to think unconventionally about it though, right? In our thinking, like, we got to really think of what we were told, how we supposed to do things, right? And then pay attention who told that person how it should be done. And so if we were born from our mothers and fathers in a world that had already set shit up for us, then you think what was passed down to you could have an element of untruth to it, right? Just an element. And not that your parents or your ancestors wanted to lie to you, but when we were stripped from history, when we were stripped from the educational piece of what we were going to teach the world abroad, what has been taught in the world abroad ain't the real story. But when we have our children or when we get on jobs, we forget this, and then we follow the system, and then really we start doing the work for them. This is why they can get on their big yachts and get on their private jets and take their kids and go to all other places, and your family and my family ain't even been out the city, and our children don't know really what it is to do a thing past a weekend. And so we've absolutely taken on the narrative and we upholding it and not even questioning the facts or the truth. And we don't see how we've unknowingly possibly have passed some of these things down. And so much that even our love got to feel like damage because that's just what you're supposed to do, right? And so I beg to differ, right? I so beg to differ. And so where is the giving that comes with the giving, right? We're taught that there is a give and a take. You're supposed to give it, but then you take it, right? And no, I really believe that this is a give, right? Because if you giving something, I'm giving something, they giving something, you giving something, then we all got something, right? It's literally the give and take, the mindset that we've been given to handle our most possessions. Listen, we gonna die, y'all. There will be one day you gonna see that Sierra Marie Clark is no longer here. We die. And the fact that, and I talk about death joyfully. I talk about death so we will intentionally live, right? And when you are living out someone else's narrative and someone else's storyline where it only glorifies the oppressor, right? We glorify our oppressor. We don't even like the jobs we go to, but we go miserably, and then we come home. We don't got times for those things that truly love us, right? Our children saying, "Mom, Dad, hey, how about this? I ain't got time for that shit." You don't got time because you don't put up with what you don't really need, right? And I get it. We need money. But let's be intentional on how we live, because what we see, what we think, what we talk, how we feel, all those things create our environment. Those are the things which we live. And we'll talk that in order for me to get somewhere, I'm supposed to step on you. And I don't know about y'all, but since I was a little kid, I didn't understand that, right? I remember sitting on the toilet seat for my cousin, and I never questioned her about why she wanted me to sit on the toilet seat. But if I had to assume, right, she passed away 39 in the shower found by her teenage son, and that's another reason why I talk about death, right? So let's talk about death, can we? Because it's the one thing that happens. It's a universal concept, but I absolutely watch how it chokes out and destroys us as Black, brown families, right? Because we're not prepared for this. We don't want to talk about it. We plan to prepare for gender reveal. Some of us even going back to school at later ages, but we are not planning for the inevitable. Death is as much a part of life as life is. And so it's going to happen. And the thing is that we don't even know when it is going to happen. So it will behoove us to have the conversation, right? It will behoove us to challenge our thoughts and our stinky thinking. We'll talk to hate one another. We'll talk to fuck our men and not appreciate them. Men, if something happens for you, that you will ball your fist up and hit the person that you say you love, that bore your children, that put her life in a space to give birth to something so magical. And so there's a construct. You can't tell me that we just wired that way, and we're not. And if we can't see how these things have been seeped into our system, seeped into our TVs, seeped into the music that we listen, and they're using us to do it. And then when we're no good for them no more, when we done what they want us to do, we end up like P. Diddy and Bill Cosby, but we done the work. We done did their job already. And so if we don't change this shit, then nothing fucking changes. And then I opted out for having children, right? And at first I thought, right, because the surface level thought is that I wasn't gonna be a good mama. I was gonna be like my mama. But I saw very vividly me doing not nice things to my children. And so I couldn't gamble on the fact of me birthing something and that end up being the reality. So I opted out not having children. And I also thought, again, I would be a bad mother. But once I got down to the nitty gritty, once I did the deep thinking and the real processing, what I came to realize, and this is what I'm saying to us, for us to think about even what we think about. What I saw as a little kid is that the system uses us. The world has figured out we are the best ROI. You are the fucking return on investment, not a dollar amount, but it's how you spend the dollar. It's how you use your human experience that makes this world a rich place. That's it, period. It's it. So as 6 years old, I remember having a conversation with myself, and I told myself that I was not going to sign up to be used by a system that don't really care about me, right? And so now I make the babies, but then you tell me how I could raise my baby. You tell me what vaccination, and now we seeing how these vaccinations ain't even for our kids. How they take parts and take all our kids' blood when we give birth to them. You done did a magical thing. Your body did a magical thing, and now we give them to the doctors, and we believe the doctors more than we believe the person we procreated the baby with. But we were taught to not respect the man no more after they'd been stripped outside our households. But we can't see the intentional division that has happened, right? And I ain't telling you, and this ain't about what life you should live and how you want to identify, but it's really hard to think and feel like you identifying as something different than the original, that you gonna get more respect than the original, right? And I watched it in City Hall when they gave what they did in City Hall. They were the LGBTQ, they were protesting for to have a particular day in our city, and they actually won it, right? They won it. But it hit me because us as black and brown people, we've been fighting to just be considered as human. We've been fighting to incorporate us in the real laws and the real policies, but it was written without us. And so it's weird how the false narratives that will believe that they're going to consider me when they never really considered the original people. So how is that though, right? And so it's like, I want you to consider me, but I've never seen in history where you really have considered the people who till the ground of this planet. We till the ground of this planet, and they can't have nothing unless we do the thing, right? They can't. We are the return of investment. You are, we are, and when we come together, we are more than meets the eye. When we come together, we are a force to be reckoned with. And I like to say, I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together, right? I'm good by myself because we are. God made us self-sustaining beings. But guess what? You make me better. So I would never let it just be said for you read the headlines that Sierra is no longer here. You make me better, and I'm never not doing anything to where I'm gonna get the credit and you don't. Everything that I do considers you. Everything, all my decisions is about somebody else, because I want to be a reflection. I want to be your reflection. I want to be the mom and not to take your place, because I could never, because ain't a woman alive that can take my mama's place. I had feeling people when my mom was on drugs, because my mom was on drugs. She has got to be really careful, because we're making choices that is not about our quality of life, and they're using us to do this. You'll get the CEO position. You will only, right? Let's get out of the only condition. We only looking for money. We only want this when we are multifaceted, deeply rooted spiritual beings. And nothing exists without us. You and I are the fiber of all things. What are we doing? We are the fiber of everything that exists on this planet, and yet all the things that they have don't consider you. It don't consider me. It don't consider the things that you deeply love and that you care about. Listen, I got Aunt Doris. Aunt Doris is 96, right? And I listen to Aunt Doris, and so she gives thanks to God. But who is God, right? And I ain't questioning, but who is the vessels that God uses? Right? It's scripture, right? It says, prepare me a body. This is a body. Prepare me a body that I might, right? We are the living word in flesh. You are. God still uses people, y'all. Don't get it mistaken. And don't you be mistaken when you get on those people jobs, or you elevate yourself at a degree that you're no longer in, that you don't turn back around and you don't help and lend a hand. Like we getting so caught up on this human experience that we forgot even why you were gifted a human experience. We were spirit before we took on flesh. Before you got a vagina and a big butt and eyelashes and ears, and before that we were spirit. We couldn't see each other the way we see each other. We couldn't hold each other the way we hold each other. It's a gift. And we are allowing the matrix to make us forget why we're even here. We are pilgrim travelers on this planet, and we are here to do something great, and we are not considering that the great things considers each other. We're here for one another. What else you here for? You here just for you? We can't be, right? Because the idea that you could die and leave your children, your husband could leave you. It happens every day. So the fact that you would not prepare a world for them to understand how to live without you. Scripture also said that Christ said, I am going to prepare a place. I'm going to prepare a place that where I am, you might be also. It's where you are on your job, in your house, in your community, about somebody else. Or is it only about you? Don't get it wrong. I get we need self-agency. It's about us. But everything that God was about, it was about you and me. And so how is it that all the things that you obtained, that you've forgotten, that is supposed to be to help elevate somebody else? What are we here for? And then if you as a mother die in a car accident because on your way to go get milk, diapers, or Pampers, or on your way to go make the dollar out of the 15 cent, something could happen. But if we're only preparing our children for the surface level, or even just preparing ourselves, we got to have these real conversations, because the world ain't thinking about us. It's never consider us. What is that? The commandments, not commandments. What is it? Oh, not the commandments. That's the Bible. The laws don't consider you. It has not considered me. And they keep coming up with tricky ways so we don't do several different things, right? The redlining was real. The Jim Crow law was real. So trust me, a place was already prepared for our men. So when we get with our men and we want to have sex with them and do all these nasty things, because there's a bunch of nasty stuff going on, right? And I ain't mad how you kick your nasty game, but how dare you be nasty with him and you don't prepare a place for him? How dare you be nasty with him? How dare you get nasty with him, but you ain't changing a law or policy for him? How dare you make life with her and you won't cultivate a life for her? What are we doing? What? And then really, so it is a mental wellness thing. We are in a mental crisis. Because to think that we can live a life and not consider people, like truly consider the quality of life of somebody, and then one that you got to be on this ship with, on this planet with, one that you made a life with. Don't you see the disconnect? You done made life with a human being and you will no longer respect the life. That's demonic. That is a great deep disconnection. It's because the tree ain't never disconnected itself from its roots, because it understands the roots. It's really the thing about the tree. But that's the part of the tree you don't see. We see the trunk, we see the branches, we see the leaves. But the thing that really makes the tree and make it grow is the roots. And we've disconnected from the root of the thing that I need you. I need you. Listen, I need you. And it ain't about sexual things. Listen, we've gotten so human that we don't even honor natural attraction. You can be fine and say all this other stuff, but my attraction to you ain't because I want to sleep with you. We done got so human that every time it's an attraction, your dick get hard, your vagina get hard. Those are parts of just acknowledging that there is an attraction, but every attraction don't mean sexual attraction. Some people you done had sex with, that you made a life with, that wasn't even why y'all connected. The attraction means that you was possibly, you could have potentially did a certain another thing. But we are pimping the greatness. We pimping the human experience. We being punk fake. That's what it is. We're being punk fake by our human experience, and we gotten so caught up in the human experience that we have forgotten that you and I are spiritual, divine beings sent to this planet for a purpose. Why else are you here in a time like this? What else are you? You definitely not here just to complain. We are here to build and cultivate and create. We are the architects. You are a divine creator. We are alchemists. We are magical spiritual beings on this planet. And so don't think how your wage is your worth. Don't think that where you live is it, because it's not. There is so much more we're supposed to be experiencing, and one thing we're supposed to learn and grow. I got people, you can't even ask questions no more. Like, how do I do that? People get so aggravated. Oh, they're adults, they should know. How the fuck they supposed to know? How they supposed to know? If their experience didn't allow them, now how they supposed to know? How the fuck was I to know what a yeast infection was and nobody taught me about a yeast infection? Like, we are here to teach. We are all teachers. But we don't want to teach no more. We just stuck on what you want. But what happens when what's on the outside comes on the inside? Because if we don't change a law, if we don't change a policy, if we don't disrupt some shit, It ain't never going to include us. And yet we're going to continue to make the babies on the planet that don't give a fuck about us or our children. They eating our babies. They eating our babies. These systems are meant to steal our kids. I left the hospital after 18 years because I watched them medically continue to kidnap them fucking children. They found medical ways to say that you are unfit to do the thing that your heart and your soul desires to do, but you unfit to do the one thing that only you can do. Who else can be the mama? I can fill in, but I ain't that baby mama. You are, and the thing is that baby will yearn and always look for you. Because there's a natural attraction. We are the graft. We are engrafted together. And so until we get back to that, right? Until we get back to that. I know they took money from us, and now we think that us getting money is the answer to all, and it's not. We need money because the way that they set it up, but where's the bartering system? Right? Where is the give? Like we out here taking, you'll take from somebody to so-called raise yourself up as if your children won't need somebody. You'll intentionally be rude to somebody if your child won't need a person or a helping hand, because you won't always be here. I ain't gonna always be here. And so how dare you don't treat people, right? How you would desire to truly be treated. I get it. A lot of us moving from survival mode and moving from our fears and moving from our insecurities. And that's a thing too. But that's why you must check yourself before you wreck yourself. We had real music back in the day that really taught us, right? Can you stand the rain? Can you stand the rain? Or are you going to switch up on yourself and on your community? Plenty of people who knock on our doors to say, vote me in, to council members and do the things. When they get in those spaces, they forget. This we know for sure, right? Scripture said in this life, you're going to have trials and tribulations. This we know for sure. But who are you going to be? What are you going to do? How are you going to continue to be an exception to the rule? There are many, listen, I watch parents come inside the hospital, right? And when they find out that their child has a certain diagnosis or might have to live a certain way, do you know how many mothers has decided that they want to leave their babies there? Yeah. Because we so looking for this perfection. We looking for everything to be right. But listen, you ain't right. I'm not right. But we don't want to raise what we make because it might need us in a different way. What we doing, y'all? Like, I couldn't. So I opted out at 6. So when I finally did the real work, I realized at 6 years old, I vowed to myself that I wasn't going to have children because I wasn't going to let the government use me to hate my man. And I wasn't going to let the government tell me how I was going to raise the thing that I birthed. Your body do a thing that the government could never do. Science is still learning about what happens when the egg and the sperm meet. They're still discovering it. But it's what our body naturally do when those things come together. So you can't tell me that us making this life together that we're supposed to treat and handle each other the way we handle each other. This is one thing science can't even predict all of it, right? And one baby or one pregnancy is different from the next. It's never the same. And we so in the same and so want to be so comfortable. We don't got no pushback against nothing. We just go along. Oh, you mean to tell me you'll give me a check and I just can put them on child support? Like, it don't care about you. It's going to give you a check and don't care about you because you still going to need him to be a daddy. But if we ain't helping the man be man, right? Because the man being a man is way more than him physically taking out the trash and bringing home the dollars. The Jim Crow law is real, y'all. That pipeline to prison was made for our men. And so for women who have boys, right? Women who have boys who one day will be a man, you despise the daddy. You did nothing to help make the world safe for them. But then you have boys that one day will be a man that will continue down the path in the place that they prepared for them for them to be a nobody. Right? For them to be a nobody, and women, that's now when we see our men, we decided that we don't even need the man no more. But you don't make life without the man. I don't care if you went into a lab and you got his sperm, you need a part of him. So you can't tell me only that part of him is good and we despise the rest of him. Don't you see the mental insane in the membrane of what we've been told and taught and given? We've been taught to reject our very own, the very counterpart that we were given on this planet. Like your best friend, another human should be your best friend because it's the one thing that we got so much in common. But we're doing the complete opposite. And women, you'll hate yourself so much that you'll hate somebody else that look like you. And when someone comes with agape love and authentic love like me, who says that you make me better, you will fight me. When I just want to love on you, you push me because we don't even know what genuine love is because we were never given it. Think about it. We got forefathers, right? Forefathers. That's the forefathers, right? Who put all crap together, and then you got your earthly father. So all of us got 5 daddies. Yeah, nobody thinks about that. And so your daddy learned from the forefathers who never considered you. So you wonder why our men are the way that they are. And can we fault them? To a degree. This ain't to take them off the slate. But when you don't know, you don't know. And when you believe a world that tell you that my country 'tis a feast, sweet land of liberty, that the Statue of Liberty and the Liberty Bell rings for you and me, and ain't none of that shit true. He believed what you believed, and we thought that they were thinking about us. And they wouldn't. And they weren't. And they're not. And they won't. They weren't thinking about us. They not thinking about us. And they got their 20-year, 50-year plan that don't consider us. So who's going to consider us? Are we just going to continue to make the babies? And then you continue to hate the ladies and the man. I don't understand what we doing. What we doing. And Tupac, we've been taught all this game. Like literally we are still listen to the music of the realists who really gave us the game in the music, but we ain't changed nothing. Who changes it? No, I know it's mental, and it's a and I ain't with it. Listen, I'm not with it. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. I can't do it, right? And so that's why if I see your man, your husband, your son, I'm gonna love on them, because that's the one thing that they never truly gotten, right? None of us have ever truly gotten the essential things that we needed. We were deprived from birth. And then what we were birthed from was deprived also. So we're born from a generation and a bloodline of deprived people. And then yet we get with, then what, they become a certain age, and then we like, you should know, or you supposed to do. How? Because who actually really sat down and taught that to them? Where was the real example for him to see and understand to be true? That was him, right? And get it. This is the thing, right? Because when you see so much, you will absolutely tend to believe. And so I remember Mr. Oliver at 13 years old with the beta program. He would tell me, he would show us this stuff, but I would go back home to a toxic household. So what Mr. Oliver taught me would give me a moment of inspiration of thinking that I could be something different. But I go back to dysfunction. So the dysfunction is more of my common denominator. So what do you think I believed more? The dysfunction. And so if you don't do a hard reset, right? Red pill, blue pill, you must choose this day whom you're going to serve, what you going to believe, and then what you're going to do. And I ain't talking like this because if you really knew my backstory, you would think that I grew up in the house with a mom and a daddy and all these things were hunky-dory, but they weren't. My mom was on drugs and my daddy ain't fucking bothered. So I ain't telling you that we need to appreciate our men like I had just these glorious relationships with them. No. But what I saw was that my daddy got with a woman who was broken and didn't want him fucking with his kids. So women, we ain't excluding excluded. Man, you not excluded, but who can fix this? Us. And it won't change until we come together and make a change for once in our lives, right? And it shouldn't just feel good for the moment, right? We can make it right. So that's why I'm moving the way I'm moving. I promise you it's a heart thing. And I ain't doing nothing for me that I ain't thinking about you. Y'all, that's the message. Y'all keep smiling, keep shining. A better you equals a better me. I'm telling you, when your kids with me, they safe. Cause my dad went into the had to go into some of these facilities inside my community, right? When he was going through rehab, and the condition that the nurses and the CNAs left him was mind-boggling. Cause I would never, right? Your people, your family, your husband, your children, your mama, your daddy ain't never gonna be in my encounter, and I'm gonna mistreat them. I'm not going to have a position where I'm not going to help them. Some of y'all, listen, who is this? Cole Shell on IG. She been talking the truth. She talking about her experience coming out of jail, and she say that the women in there is nasty as shit. How you a correctional officer and you a woman and you won't give her no pads? Like, what we doing? How we get in these positions? And we don't help people. We're being used. We're being used, and I want to use you, but in the way that Miles Monroe said, right? I want to not misuse you, but I want to use you. I want to use you in the way that God said he want to use you, right? Because I know you got greatness, and this is why I like talking to people, and this is why I'm a people. Because talking to you, I overcome. You help me. And so I want to use you. If I know you know how to do that thing and you can do that thing and you want to do that thing, then I want to help prepare a place for you. I want to invest in you for you to do the thing that only you can do. It won't change until we do. Y'all, thank y'all. That was just my heart rant. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all keep smiling, keep shining. A better you equals a better me.